Hello. This is episode number 42 with Understanding Your Emotions with Shaquan from QuaniTea Radio. How are you doing today, love?
I'm doing well. I'm doing really good. Thank you for bringing me on the show. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I'm so excited that I have your beautiful face with me today. I've been following you for some while now. I love your Instagram. I love the positivity, the authenticity, just the realness of all of it. So thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes. So, guys, if you are new to this channel, please make sure you go like, share, and subscribe to both of our channels. I am new and I'm still learning, girl. I am still learning. I'm excited. My goal this year was to do 52 episodes, and so I'm on number 42. So we gonna get there.
10 more to go. You got 10 more to go. You can do it. I want to give you that encouragement right now. You can definitely do it. Just keep pushing, stay consistent. Even when life happens, I feel like, if you need a break, but just get right back to it. And you got this. You're doing an amazing job. And your goal was 52. You only got 10 more episodes to go.
Right.
So you got it. You got this.
Thank you so much. And I just want to talk about you a little bit before we get into the show. I've been following you. I did see that you were the host of the California Girl as well. I want you to tell us a little bit more about that. I also know you're a mom, you're an entrepreneur, and so much more I don't know about you. I would love to know in the audience as well. So let us know a little bit more about you today, boo.
Okay, so I'm Shaquan. I am 29 years old. I, I know, like I'm a baby. I'm 29 years old, and I am a mother. I have a 4-year-old son. I am a current entrepreneur of my podcast right now. I'm an entrepreneur, but I still work a 9 to 5 too. So
I
it's
know that's right.
trying to balance life with
Right.
all three of those things going on, but definitely more into the podcasting as of right now. QuaniTea Radio. I've been doing it since 2020, December 2020 is when I started my
Congratulations.
podcast. Thank you. And I've just been trying to be consistent and keep going. I feel like I started my podcast because I felt like I had something to say. I feel like I overthink a lot at times, and I feel like why not put those thoughts into episodes so someone can hear it, because it might be able to inspire somebody else, or ponder some questions in somebody else's mind, like, oh, I didn't look at it that way, or from a different perspective of life. And also to bring people in on my learning experience, because I'm going to talk about my growth too. Like, I'm going to talk about the things and challenges I face, and somebody might be going through the same thing. So just to be inspiration and to release and have my own platform is really why I created QuaniTea Radio, and bring on different guests from different walks of life, be a guest from on different people's podcasts, as I am on yours right now. It's a wonderful learning and growing experience, and just to get to know people too as well. I want to get into that and step outside my bubble of being like, I'm an introvert. So y'all would not probably suspect that because I have a podcast, but I'm an introvert. So this is definitely helping me step outside of the box in my little shell that I be in. So, that's me. The host of QuaniTea Radio.
I love it. I love how you're pretty much taking what you're learning in life and meeting like-minded people and just growing from that. I never would have thought you was 29.
Oh my
I know we're not that far. I'm 35, but I be feeling so old, girl. My brother say I act old. I was like, okay, maybe I got an old soul. That's what it
That's
is.
what it is. An old soul. Like it's just in you. Like, you can't help it. And I've been told
Right.
that before. Like, you got an old soul. I never really understood that. I'm like, why everybody say that? And it's like a few years ago, I would constantly get told that. But now that I hit 29, baby, I be sipping my little tea,
I know
turning
that's right.
I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm fine with staying in the house and being old. Like, I don't, old is the mindset. But if you just, you like certain things you like, and if you think I'm old,
Right.
then that's fine. I'm
Right,
good.
right.
I'm
I
fine.
think as women, this week I had like a women empowerment type of feel. I'm always talking about, empowering women, healing our inner child, just, real life conversations that we go through, whether we're white, black, young, old, in our 20s, in our 50s. I love, like you said, that you're putting everything you're going through or learning into the podcast, and then just meeting people. You never know what it can turn into. What made me want to do this episode is because earlier in the podcast, I did one called Managing Your Emotions. And I said to myself, I was like, I should have did Understanding Your Emotions first, because you can't manage your emotions if you don't know if you don't understand them.
Right. You don't even know what they are. Like, why am I feeling this or why am I like that? You got to be able to, understand first.
Right. I really, and I'm still learning, girl. Don't even get me up here to acting like, oh, I just know every little thing. Now I do know my trigger points. I am learning that. I'm learning what ticks me. But I thought that this episode would be something great to talk about, especially with another Black female, where we go through similar roles, and sometimes they put us as being the strong Black female. Sometimes we hold it in, depending on what type of female you are. Like you said, you're an introvert. And I was surprised to hear that. I was like, oh, wow, no, I would never think that about you.
Yeah, I'm really just like an introvert, and sometimes like that was part of the reason why I started the podcast. Like I said, because I feel like I be holding a lot of stuff in, and that is really a part of my healing journey,
Right.
and growth journey. Because I'm just like, you know what? I had my throat chakra was blocked. Like I was like not saying what was really on my mind. I was holding things in just to like
Right.
kind of not offend somebody else or how somebody might look at me, but you gotta let that go. You gotta speak your truth and walk in your truth, because
Right.
that's the only thing that's gonna really like set you free. So now I really understand the term, the truth will set you free. Not just telling the truth to somebody else or don't lie about something. No, just speaking and being free and not being afraid to be who you really are. That's
Right.
I'm at my journey.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I think we kind of on similar paths. And I think another thing is when you collaborate, like we're doing today, listening to other females and just people in general, and respecting where they are on their journey, because everybody is not in the same, same field. So the first thing I wanted to ask you is this. Okay, so whenever your boo or whoever, your significant other, say he forgets your birthday, what type of female are you? Do you hold it in, or do you go off on him right then and there? What do you do?
So we talk about birthdays, girl. So come on now, my birthday one time a year. Come on now. I don't even listen. I take birthdays. I'm the type of female or just type of person in general, not even female, just I take birthdays very seriously.
Right. We extra.
Right. I'm extra on my birthday. Like, come on now. You need to come on. Like, so if you forget my birthday, like I feel like that's a trigger for me, because you know how serious I am. Whoever I'm with is gonna know how serious I am about my birthday, just as I take their birthday seriously. I'm not a selfish person, so when it comes to his birthday, I'm going all out. I'm planning, I'm surprising. That's just the type of person I am. So I definitely expect the same from my person, and to not forget my birthday. You got all type of calendars and alarms on your phone, baby boy. What is you doing? So I'm gonna go off on you. I'm gonna just keep it straight, 100, solid. I'm going off. I'm not gonna hold it in. I'm not.
That's what I was gonna ask you. I just wanted to know. I'm still learning. I actually started reading this book, and it's called Emotional Alchemy. And the author, her name is Tara. I can't think of her last name, but she says it's like 10 styles of emotions. And as I'm going through them, I'm learning that, oh wow, like a lot of this stuff stems from childhood.
Mm-hmm.
What are some things that you learned as far as when you were younger that made you, or you think that made you feel the way you feel when it comes to understanding your emotions?
Um, I would say maybe just standing up for myself. I was kind of afraid when I was a child to stand up for myself. Like I said, simply because I didn't want to get in trouble. So let's talk about the relationship with my mom. So I would be kind of first. So first of all, I have to give you the background. I grew up in a very strict household. I grew up going to church all the time. My mom's a strict Christian woman that went to church Sunday. You got Sunday service, you got Wednesday Bible study, you got adult teen Bible study, all that. So I was involved in that growing up as a child since 3 years old. So
Right.
it was certain things, especially that didn't have to do with church, where I felt like I could not approach my mother because I would get chastised or I would get, yelled at or in trouble or something like that. I would get looked at differently because you're not following the path that I'm setting for you.
Right.
And which was understandable because I'm like, all teens go through stuff, like especially going from a teenager to a young adult. There's a lot of different life experiences that you go through, and I felt like I wasn't really able to go to my mom with those concerns, or if I had different feelings about something that kind of didn't really align with what she would say, I would kind of hold it back.
Okay.
I wouldn't really speak my truth, and didn't know how to. So I feel like I was silenced. And that kind of, I feel like that affected into the adulthood as well. When it would come to certain relationships, even with men, if I felt some type of way, I felt like I was gonna hurt his feelings, or if I didn't want to be in a situation no more, I would overstay my welcome, even though I didn't want to be there because I didn't want to hurt somebody else's feelings. So that definitely played a big part for me, and I had to realize that when I got older, just a couple
Right.
years ago. So when you're doing your shadow work and trying to work on your inner child and figuring out where things stem from, it's like this light just really just opens up. Like, okay, well, this is where this comes from, and this then came into my adulthood. I need to work on that and start dissecting, and get to the root of the problem. So I would say just that, and another instance, even when dealing with different female relationships, when I was growing up as a child, I would take kind of verbal abuse for a minute. People that I thought were my friends, that really weren't. They were just, just to have me around or whatever. But when the spotlight was time to be on me, it was a whole different ball game. Like, okay, we're all friends, we're all equal until it's
Right.
your light to shine. Oh, we don't like that. Like, and I would kind of try to like dim my light down. So it was more just about, I feel like, self-confidence, speaking my truth, opening up my voice and not being afraid to be me unapologetically. That's
Mm-hmm.
where I'm at now in my life because I've seen how that affected me as a child. So now as an adult, I'm no longer encouraging that behavior. I'm gonna speak my truth, and if someone doesn't feel that that aligns with them, that's okay. But you're gonna
Right.
respect me and respect how I feel at the end of the day. And if you can't do that, then I don't really need any parts with you,
Oh
friendship,
God, I
family.
love that. I love that you realize at an early age. Like I said, you ain't even 30 yet, boo. Like you're learning, and I love the maturity in you. Sometimes it takes certain things. What do you think got you to this point? Like where you're at in your journey, like you said, stemming back from your childhood and realizing, okay, this is how I was raised, and this plays a part in my adulthood. Where were you at a time in your life, at that time in your life, where you started looking into that journey?
I was at a point in my life where I feel like I was spiraling, and this was around the time that I started my podcast. So this was like from, I would say, like 2019 going into 2020, and 2020 is when I really like had to, assess my life real quick. Like, okay,
Right,
fine, you're doing too much right now. You're over here. You're over here. I was all over the place.
right,
I was like, I definitely wasn't operating from a place of clarity. I was in confusion. I had different situations going on. I was going through a situation with my child's father at the time, that was kind of toxic. And I was letting it happen and build to that point because I couldn't figure out what's going on with myself.
Right.
So I was just going through a lot of different things at that point, and I was tired. I feel like you have to be tired of your own BS. Like,
Mess, girl.
if you are not tired of your own BS, you're not ready to change. A lot of people can be tired and for you and was like, you know what, you should do this. I feel like you might need help in this area. But if that person, that individual itself does not see that they need help and they're not
Right.
tired of their patterns and their behaviors, nothing is going to change. And
Right.
I was at a point where I was like, I'm tired. I need to change my behaviors because this person got me out of my character. A certain situation or a certain person should not be able to get me out of my character or have
No.
so much control over my emotions. I had to say, I was tired of my emotions being out of whack. I was like, I need to be in control of my emotions, not my emotions be control over me, because that's where I messed up at. And I'm already an emotional being a woman, being a Cancer. Like, it's all type of elements that goes into. So I was just like over emotional and just letting those get me out of whack and not having
Right.
myself in check. It's not
Right.
about other people controlling me at that point. It's me controlling me and
Mm-hmm.
not allowing other people to control me because I got my emotions in check. So I was just ready for a change in that moment. And I said, you know what? I cut off everything.
Mm-hmm.
I distanced myself from certain individuals that were causing havoc in my life. I just stripped myself. I had to strip myself down and really go into my inner self and do the
Right.
work. And I was ready to do the work because I was just tired of the patterns and I was ready to change.
I love that you are just what you said at the beginning as far as you were spiraling. And it's funny the time frame because I feel like we was kind of like at the same time frame. I was spiraling as well. That's
Yeah.
what made me do the podcast. That's what made me join David Shane's challenge.
Oh,
Yeah, I found you. I seen a lot of you. Like I was looking and I was like, okay, I would just hold back until I got comfortable enough or in a position to where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna start where I'm at. He kept saying just start where you're at. And I was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and do me. I did have certain people, they would come to me and they would say, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I was like, okay, I know what I need to do. Thank you. It's just the way you deliver it sometimes.
mhm.
But it was just funny because I was just spiraling as well. I felt like you said, I needed a change because I was doing stuff and I was like, okay, Brittany, you 35, you married, you shouldn't be still doing all this same stuff you've been.
Girl, I'm telling you, you gotta be tired of your own. You have to really realize, like, look at your life from your perspective. Like, wow, like this
Right,
is what's going on. Like, I can't do this. This is kind of detrimental to what I should be doing. It's stopping my progress. I
right,
could be going so much further, and so you have to stop and really analyze and just look at those issues and
right.
fix them and try to
Yeah.
your best to fix them.
Even the growth, just everything you're saying is making me like, oh, I needed to hear this today. Like a reminder, just repetition, like, okay, Brittany, remember how far you came and remember where you're going. But if there's something like, that you could say to people as far as about understanding their emotional type, like especially people who are spiraling, who stop and keep going, what is something that you could say to them?
Um, I probably would say like just keep going. Just keep going. If you feel certain things, if you feel like you're not where you should be at, stop where you are and have like a thought, what's keeping me from this? You
Right.
got to really have that time to yourself. You may be some people like to constantly go and go and go to avoid dealing with their problems. I just need you to sit with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, turn off the phone. If you got to turn off the phone, no TV, no nothing, and just sit there and really go deep inside yourself, your emotions, your thoughts, and really say what's stopping me from getting to my goals, or what's making me feel this certain way. Is there a certain situation in my life? And just stay consistent because I know sometimes like people don't want to sit with themselves because it's dark.
Yeah.
It's lonely sometimes. It could get ugly sometimes when you go
Girl.
you don't want to work on it because and then people are so comfortable as well. I know people get comfortable. I was comfortable until I had to get uncomfortable to realize that I needed to change. So just if you in that comfortable space, if you too comfortable, you need to start looking around like, okay, I'm too comfortable. Like what is something else I could work on? What is something else that I could do to better myself and further my situation? So I would just say just consistency, sitting alone with yourself and realizing that you need to work on yourself, and just
I love
those
it.
two aspects right there, just that's a start. That's a
I
start.
love it.
Just try to say your best to be consistent with always being a better you. When you work on being a better you daily, I don't care if it's you're not organized, or let me work on being organized, and then now you get to dive into what's keeping me from being unorganized. Oh, this is a distraction, let me cut that off. This is a distraction, let me cut that off. Now I'm more organized, or I can just really assess what's going on in your life. I
I
just
love it. No, I love that because even when I fall off, I can remember, okay, let me go back and pick it back up. Because we always fall off. And by this being the first of the month, everybody needs to hear this.
yeah.
It's very important to understand your emotional type and understand that there's levels to it. And just starting, like you said, we don't want to sit with ourselves because some of us be crazy. I know I'm a little crazy.
I've been working on it. I've been working on it though. I
Yeah,
really
sometimes I be like, really, really? But you know what? I definitely believe in God, believe it's a higher power. I'm always thanking Him, new grace, new mercy each and every day. I know where my strength and my Redeemer is, who my Redeemer is. But I want you to tell the audience today where we can find you at on social media. And I don't know if there's anything else you would like to say before we go, because I like to ask you a couple questions, and then I'm gonna let you finish the rest of your Monday, boo. You off?
I'm gonna make me some French toast after this. It's only 11 over here where I'm at. So
Where are you? Where are you?
I'm in California.
Oh yeah, all right, girl.
I'm about to make some French toast, girl, and enjoy my day. I got a couple errands to run, but I want to just piggyback real quick off what you said about where your help come from, where your strengths come from. People need to know that. People need to know that there is a higher power. If you believe in God, I want you to put God first.
Right.
When you put God first, He'll make sure everything else aligns in your life. If
Right.
sometimes our life is out of whack because we're not putting Him first. You're so concerned about other things, other worldly things, that you forget to tap into your spiritual side and wake up, pray every day, thank God every day. Just even having a spirit of gratitude will change your
Yes.
life dramatically. Once
Yes.
I started realizing that I just needed to be thankful for, I was always a thankful person. I was taught that growing up, and it just always stuck with me. And it's one of my core values, I believe. So just even when you wake up in the morning, thank you, God, for waking me up. Thank you for me being in my own place. Thank you, God, for me being able to have food in my refrigerator. Just thank you for the little things. When you thankful for the little things that you do have, because those are really big things. Because if you were without them, then it would be a problem. So I just feel like you would just being thankful each and every day. Start your day with gratitude and thank God every single day, and you will see changes happen in your life. I just feel like I need to say that. Like, you just have to have a spirit of gratitude, and abundance will come your way.
Yes, I love it. Thank you. No, thank you for pausing and saying that. I
I
appreciate
feel like I have to.
you.
But definitely, so you can find me on Instagram at QuaniTea Radio, QuaniTea Radio. You can find me on YouTube. My podcast is on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, everywhere you listen to your podcast at. I will be dropping some more episodes soon. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure you follow me on Apple Podcasts, and to keep up with the latest content. And I really appreciate you having me on this episode. I'm grateful, so grateful, and I want you to keep going, stay consistent, and stay consistent in your podcast journey, and stay consistent in your life journey,
Yes.
because I know things are only up from here for you, and I believe in you, and I know you're gonna be some black girl magic. You already black girl magic, but you're gonna continue to do your thing and make even more magic.
You're so silly. Thank you, boo. Same thing for you. You know, this is a relationship now, so I'm definitely gonna be continuing to watch your growth. I appreciate you taking the time. We definitely are gonna sign out, but before we do, I'm gonna ask you 3 questions. Okay, 3 questions. The first one is, what is? They're just random questions. What is the craziest thing you've ever done that you're willing to share?
Oh, oh, okay. The craziest thing I've ever done. Oh, I think the craziest thing I would have to say that I kind of walked off from a job one time.
Ah!
From the job one time, girl, that was Amazon, and Amazon don't play. What's his name? What's the owner name?
What's the owner name?
I can't remember the owner name from Amazon right now, but he was not playing. He don't play no games. When you walk off from your job, I still can't get hired back. And that was about 6 years ago. So
Are you serious?
If you apply to Amazon right now, he'd be like, "Yeah, no, they're not playing. They're not playing with you. They take that stuff very seriously." I was just tired. It was just a lot of warehouse work.
Right.
And I went to lunch and never came back. So when I tried to come back the next day, they was like, "Your badge no longer works." I had to walk off the job, and I had to go get another job. Girl, it was just
okay, I'll take that. And what is something that goes up and down but doesn't move?
Up and down and doesn't move. Up and down but does not. Temperature? The temperature.
That's a good one, though. I'm gonna use that one. I was referring to the stairs. Okay, and then the last one is, would you prefer a shot of tequila or a glass of wine?
A glass of wine.
Okay.
I'm a sipper.
Okay. So I know your type. We go out. I'm gonna get you some wine.
Yes, it's like a swirl into y'all fancy.
Oh, I'll be seeing you with the tea.
Girl, I'm a girl. I am a sipper. You gonna take me out, and tequila gonna still be sitting there,
right? Well, thank you so much. We are definitely gonna sign out. This is episode number 42. We're understanding your emotional type with Shaquan from QuaniTea Radio.
Yes.
Signing out. Thank you, boo. Appreciate you.
Bye.